Hello folks and welcome back to Rome Total War. I am Conostip and this is going to be part 35 of my Imperial campaign where I'm playing as Egypt. And in the last episode I just about got my armies staged up so that they can invade Armenia. Next turn I think we're ready to go.
Sire!
You have 3 armies here essentially, 2 that are right on the border and then a 4th one. I mean I am set, I am ready to go and invade. Fraspa is looking very, very lightly defended, so I can essentially just leave one army to continue that siege there in Fraspa, and then two armies, if I wanted to, could go head off this army as well. This army could come up and either engage the capital immediately, or it can just keep an eye on it to see if there's any armies coming in this direction. It might not be. They might just have this one army, essentially. Maybe. So yeah, that shouldn't be too difficult of a war, and it will be nice to kick some heads in and take control of this part of the map. And then what I'm still trying to figure out, I suppose, is, you know, what do I want to do with my allies? Because currently I'm just allied with the Spanish. They've already, so this has already been taken by the Julii, and I don't have high hopes for the Spanish at this point, considering that they couldn't take this off the Gauls, even though they were at war with them for a very long time, and they still haven't taken Cordoba as well. And I gave them some cash gifts as well, not as many as the Scythians, but I gave them some cash gifts of 1,000 denarii each. But I have some boats with some people on there that could be used as a population for Spanish armies if they allow me to get military access. So that's something that
Great one.
I should probably try to do. This man's getting up there in age, 56 years old, 4 influence, so that's something. And I'm wondering, can we get military access? And yeah, I kind of want to just know what their price is, because I'll give them money. I don't have. Okay, actually, no, I do have 39,000. Oh yeah, that's right. I was saving money. That's right. Yep, I almost forgot. I was like, oh, I have a bit of money. Never mind that. Right, I'm saving up money so that I can make the Armenians an offer to make them my protectorate, and that could cost a fair chunk, which I will. It's my understanding that I will get that money back immediately. So I'm not worried about spending that money. I just need to save up for it first, which means not a lot of spending, really. Unless something like super vital comes along, like if I have to build the next tier of administrative building. If there's like a port that's, you know, super vital, or like a paved road or something that I know is going to give me a lot of money, then I can build those things. But other than that, I'm pretty okay with just. I kind of want sewers for Hatra. How are you doing on? Squalor's only 10% here in Hatra. That's all right. Yeah, that's okay. Yeah, I think that I can just keep sitting on my money for now. Yeah, getting sewers in Damantha at some point as well would be nice. But let's just sit on what I have. I do kind of want to continue to train soldiers for this army to get it up to speed, because there are a large amount of Seleucid armies here in Tarsus, and this army is not exactly up to code yet. And let's see, I'd have to send these chariots back to Palmyra to get them retrained. And yeah, the infantry as well. I guess I can't retrain Nile Spears up here. No, I cannot. Okay. Yeah, I think that I should merge this army up and then send a couple units down to their respective provinces to get them retrained. Because I should, at the very least, get this army up to code. Like, that's the one thing that I shouldn't be pinching pennies on. This army here in Hatra that's kind of keeping an eye on this pass here with the Greeks. The Greeks haven't declared war yet, and there's no armies marching yet. So I don't need to build this up either. I can continue to. That's one area where I can sort of save money. And if I had to, you know, a partial army, maybe with a few more Nile spearmen than this. But a small force should be able to hold a bridge, right? Just maybe some more archers and more spears. So maybe not this army that can hold a bridge, but yeah, a little bit better of an army can hold a bridge, is my understanding. So I think that we're going to continue to, yeah, pinch pennies. The Scipii also still haven't declared war yet. So again, although that's a full stack in addition to what's in the settlement. So, yeah.
Sire.
Yeah, gosh.
Mighty general.
Because this isn't quite full yet either. You know, like this is still kind of... Yeah, this could use some more Nubian cavalry. This could use some more bowmen. This could use some more chariots. And, I mean, those are my core territories, you know?
Sire. Sire.
So I think I should still spend a little bit of money. Yeah, that's unfortunate, but I can't, I can't, you know, be marched on by the Romans. That'd be pretty dumb. Now I am ready to end this turn, and somewhat nervously, I'm going to be keeping an eye on the Scipii down here. I reckon we're not going to hear anything from them at this moment because they would just be making it to Siwa, but once they start walking past Siwa and towards me... Ooh, did I see a Greek army starting to head towards the Armenians as well? Thought I saw a few things there. Alright, 25-year-old Neferet Kassaros, 2-star general, social drinker, so +1 command, and confident commander. Yep. 25? Married to Neferitas? Yeah, why not? And yeah, he's at Siwa. He's looking at me. He's looking at Alexandria. That's the direction he's facing. Oh no, he has pigs. Oh, we're all doomed. He has incendiary pigs. Yep, that's game over. We gotta send the diplomat and sue for peace because I don't know how we're gonna handle that. That's too much reckless hate to handle. Alright, well, sitting on 46,000, awesome. And then richest faction would be me, yes. Faction announcements. Second we grain merchant, so you're here in Alexandria. Yep, that makes sense for you to have that. And then merchant 10% bonus on all trade income. Yes, perfect. Alexandria's the perfect place for you. Nakti Epiphanius, priest of Imhotep. So that's you here in Antioch. And Imhotep is going to give you, improves the chances of casualties recovering from their wounds. Perfect. I love that one. And then management as well. Yeah, that's good. I like that the priest of Imhotep. That casualty recoverment is pretty cool. I don't know what's the number on it. I think I was told once what that number is, and yeah, one of those numbers I should probably memorize. Also, same guy, Master Embalmer, so +1 morale for all troops on the battlefield and +1 command when attacking. Perfect. That's all good stuff. I love to see it. And also, a doctor increases the chances of having children and improves the chances of casualties recovering their wounds. He's great. Wow. The doctor and the priest of Imhotep. I mean, I wonder how many casualties. Yeah, I wonder what that percentage is. You know, is that going to be like 30%? Troop replenishment? I don't know. I'm just kind of throwing numbers out there. Let's reduce the taxes here in Antioch. And yep, we got some stuff recruited and marriage celebrations. Huzzah. Alright, so we're still making money despite the fact that I spent some money, but yeah, that's how it has to be sometimes. Ooh, I forgot to send out. This man is 69 years old. Yeah. I kind of want him. Let's look at this culture penalty. Yeah, I don't think that spies reduce culture penalty. This has been at 35% for a while, like since I stopped building new buildings, essentially. So yeah, I can keep continuing to look at that, but obviously I haven't really done I don't have enough experience, enough anecdotal experience to have a say really, but I have been checking in on that, and I haven't noticed that number going down. I feel like it's been at 35% for a while. All right, he should have moved up last turn. Because I would like to have some sight on Arctic Sarta before I attack, but, you know, that's not how it's going to happen. And yeah, this this diplomat's just stuck here. Damn, that sucks. I wonder, can this army even fight the brigand army with my diplomat stuck here?
Awaiting your command.
I didn't new. Oh yeah, I forgot to move a few of these guys. Yeah, you were gonna come up and
Moving to position.
start killing some Parthians for me.
Sir.
Get some use out of you. Although at this point, you know, maybe having you attack the Armenians would be nice. Well, it's whatever. It's fine. It's fine. The Armenians can die by the sword. The Parthians can die by the dagger. How about that? And are we ready to go? Yeah, like who's the senior commander here? Who's in charge here? 3 stars, 25 years old,
Sire.
and 56 years old, 3 stars. But you know, you're 56, dude. You gotta take command here. So, confident attacker, +1 when he attacks. He is the faction heir. Ooh, I don't want that. But I don't think I have anyone else that's suitable. Last I checked, I keep checking this. And my faction leader is fairly young, so that's kind of the main reason. He's 43, so I think that's kind of fairly young. So I would be looking at someone who's like 23, like Nocti Epiphanes, maybe. Yeah, I like your retinue for sure. Like he looks like he's well on the way to becoming good. I don't know if he's like good enough, but he's in the ballpark. Yeah, I don't know if I want unlucky leader. I mean, +2 morale is good, isn't it? Yeah. Pawn of the Gods doesn't sound good for a faction heir. He's not bad, you know. He's misunderstood, I feel like. And the Nefrat Auletes, the guy that just married into the family, no, you didn't just marry in. You're too good to have just married in. You're not bad looking. Yeah, you don't look half bad. And then yeah, I don't really. Oh, it's too bad. Yeah, doubtful courage is unfortunate. Otherwise, you don't look like the worst either. But. And this is the one that just married in. Yeah, not him. So not you. Where are you? Are you leading one of these armies? Oh, you are. Yeah, you're right there. Okay, yeah. I kind of want you to be faction heir instead of
Orders.
the geezer. Yeah, that's
Orders.
kind of what I'm thinking, actually.
Orders.
Maybe you can pass on some of your retinue as well. +1 management, +30 build points. So this is required for the construction of siege equipment, so... I mean, that would be useful now, actually. +1 management, and then +1 management. Oh, this is great. Yeah, Herodus, +1 morale and +1 influence. Yeah, that's a good one. And, ooh, Doctor too. Yep, Doctor and Herodus, I feel like would be good. Easterner Turncoat. The Armenians are Easterners, aren't they? So, I mean, you wouldn't be bad for now. +1 command when fighting against Eastern enemies. Yeah, that's... doesn't seem too shabby. So yeah, I guess I have to get these guys...
Mighty General.
Let's see. How do I want to go about this? Let's fight some
Orders.
battles first. I don't want to give away all this stuff before he
Mighty General.
goes into battle.
Mighty
So,
General.
the one that has the build points for siege equipment, yeah. And +1 to public health. So you're the one that probably should be laying siege to Fraspa. And then you would be coming up and intercepting. Oh yeah, so that does count. Okay, so there's like an army and a half of the Armenians for field armies, essentially. Is what I got eyes on.
Mighty General. Orders. Sire.
Alright, let's go in. Enough dilly-dallying. Attack neutral faction, yes.
Sieging settlements.
And then... Yeah, that's a lot of stuff you can build. I don't even know if we're going to need all of that, but let's maintain that siege.
Under siege, sir.
And then
Sire,
you can come up.
move out.
And this diplomat... Oh yeah, you can keep an eye on Arctic Sarta.
General.
Yeah, that's fine. They'll do the trick.
Yes.
Turdet of Phasis. 3-star general. Okay. Okie dokie. And yeah, we got some Peltasts, Sarmatian mercenaries, heavy spears, hillman. Yep. No general, so nothing too scary. But it appears. And then you continue to make your way up.
March.
And then you, I suppose.
Sire,
Yeah, this is actually like a decent little choke point here. I imagine the terrain would be kind of favorable, perhaps, if they did attack me. Can they reach? They can't quite reach, but still. Alright. Okay, I like that. That looks okay.
mighty general.
And down here, we are in range of attacking these brigands down here. So 2 Eastern infantry, 1 rebel general, and then 2 peasants, 1 archer. Again, pretty ramshackle army that I got here, but yes, war between Egypt and Armenia. Alright, let's clear out these brigands. There's been enough of this nonsense. Let's get rid of these guys. We do outnumber them, but again, we don't want to take that rebel general lightly. I am now ready to get into this one. It's relatively flat here, so we can go like that. And is that correct? Why does that look kind of messed up? Oh fuck, the infantry, yeah, goddamn, the main line of infantry wasn't in the formation. Shit. That sucks. Alright, I need to fix that. I was like, that doesn't look right at all. And, okay, so yeah, you guys are supposed to be group 2. Alright, I fucked everything up, man. Best laid plans, right? Am I right? Alright, let's get these guys fixed. So I don't want to go into battle all messed up. Alright, now we should be set. Yeah, my goodness, I don't know how that happened. That was weird. Because I always get my guys grouped up like separately into separate battalions just to get the formation the way that I like it, and then I will select the whole group like that and then just group them all together. So like you would think that I can't miss the middle group if I selected the whole group, you know? Like if I got the first line and the third line, how did I miss the second line? That was really bizarre. Seeing as how both armies have a single unit of archers, I do not have an advantage in that area, so I need to get into range so that my slingers can participate in that oncoming skirmish duel. If they can participate, then we should do okay, but yeah, if we just go archer on archer, that is not going to be a winning engagement. My camels could be a key component towards like locking down. Ooh, that general there, like that's the guy that. Like, if I can get my camels involved on that dude... Yeah, do slingers want to, like, go after him? Because... Yeah, let's switch like that and bring you guys out like that. Oh, Jesus. Oh, Jesus. And, yep, you guys can go out and just attack him. Actually, no, it's whatever. They're gonna run away, that's fine. And yeah, the general did the old switcheroo. Yeah, the general was smart about not... Like, he wanted to, you know, take the fight that was gonna be a winning engagement. He wanted to go after my Arab cavalry and not my camels. So that was a smart move on his part. So let's keep my, like, cavalry and cavalry more centered behind so that we can react to where he's going. And are we in range with our slingers? Yes, we are. So now this is a winning engagement for us. With that being said, don't really want to just stand back and shoot. I don't know. I guess I could. Like, if those archers want to shoot into our slingers, you know, whatever, right? Eastern Infantry, they are looking like they want to move up, and if they want to do that, I mean, yeah, and then just get a little charge there. And yep, that should be fine. So they are now broken. And again, we can kind of bring the mercenaries back. And yep, that looks good. Just clear these guys up. And then go back. At this moment, yeah, those archers aren't even in range of shooting us at all. And they're just letting their Eastern Infantry get picked off by my slingers and my archers. So I will take this engagement for now, because this army has a third brigand army it needs to deal with once this, you know, battle is over. So I want to take as few casualties as possible. Oh, okay, they want to run forward to their peasants. Okie dokie. That is a bold move, Cotton. Let's see where it gets them. And another bunch of pebbles to the face. Let's get my slingers back behind my Eastern Infantry. And, alright, there we go. We want to get... Let's get the camels moving up. And yeah, slingers took a charge to the face, but camels can come up and crush that general's unit. And then let's get my Arab cavalry into their archers. So yeah, camels should do okay there with infantry support. And there you go. Yes, I told you to go after the archers. I don't know what in the gosh darn do you think you're doing. Yep, archers, kill archers. And you guys can go after anything without a spear. Peasants, archers, it's all game. And that'll do. So we did lose 107 men, probably mostly in that slinger unit that took a full face-on charge from that general. Hey, sir, I'm talking. I'm talking, sir. Settle down.
Glorious victory.
Yes, glorious indeed. So glorious that I'm gonna save that shit.
Orders?
You keep going that way.
Out of moves, great lord.
Ah, gee whiz, man. There's another brigand army that popped up. Eastern Infantry, 2 archers, 1 Bedouin archer. So this army is like moving in the right direction, I guess. Just go after them and then come down here and go after them. Because my standing armies kind of need to be in certain places. I can't really be removing like these armies. I'm thinking about sending these units down to Egypt, even though I don't need all that extra spearmen. I don't know, I'm a little nervous about that Scipii army, or those Scipii armies.
Mighty general. Orders?
Okay, you know what? I'm gonna do something finally that is gonna give all of you and myself a great sense of relief, because I'm finally gonna do it. I gotta disband these peasants. This is getting ridiculous. Yeah, they've been on a long journey. They've lived a long life as a peasant, traveling. Although they've traveled as a peasant more places than any soldier, pharaoh, king, sultan, any, you know, they've seen some stuff, and it's time for them to finally retire. Oh shit, I was gonna, right. If I disband them, then they join the population. Shit. Right. That's the thing, isn't it? Fuck, do I bring them to Demantha? I mean, huh? Like 2,000 people? God, I don't really want Demantha to grow that fast, honestly. Like, it's kind of... We're already up to 24,000 here in Susa. 12,000 here in Arsakia. Shit, do I just bring them back up here? They're Fraspa. I intend on giving this back to the Armenians. And I don't know...
Your obedient servant.
Can I not? Can you tell me what Artixarta has for population. No, you cannot. Cannot tell me that information. What about Kotais? 12,000 there. How many people actually is this?
Mighty general.
What's the number of soldiers? Do I start to do the math?
Orders?
In medieval, it would tell me. Okay, 2,400. That's the number. I had to use my calculator for that one. Yeah, that's not the worst thing. I mean, there's like, yeah, 700 people here. All right, you guys. I know you guys just came from there, but you guys you're going back to Fraspa, and then I'll disband you.
Move out.
Yeah, your journey's not over yet. You still have to travel across the world like a whole nother time. Ugh, dear. Oh dear, oh dear. I thought I was gonna be saving like a lot of money. I was pretty excited. And yeah, no, I'm not. I can't just dump that population on, you know. I mean, there's no way. Yeah, there's no room. There's no room here. Move along. Okay, you know what? They don't have to go up to Fraspa. Hatra only has 4,000 people. And then Seleucia has 6,000. Arsacia has 6,000. It's just Susa that's pretty big. But the rest of them... I could spread them out. That's fine. You know what? It's fine. You guys can be Egyptians. You don't have to be Armenians. That's totally... You know what? That's... Yep. I've decreed that that's going to be your lot. It's just glorified scouts scouting the world for me. Yeah, I'm just not in a position right now to do all of that. I thought that I had my timing right with you know, sending them to Scythia, but then I just, you know, found out like, whoa, hey, they don't need the soldiers. I thought they would. I think that maybe the fact that they do have, like, they're mostly like cavalry units, and I don't think they have a 120-man unit. Like the other barbarians have their warband units that are, you know, large, 120-man units. So maybe the Scythians don't kind of run into that population problem. Like I assumed that the other barbarian factions would, like the Britons and the Germans and the Gauls and the Dacians. I assumed all of them would have issues with population. I don't know, 14,000 here, but I don't know. Like Dacia just might be poor and they might not be able to train anything for that reason. Britain is looking like I should be allies with them. They are looking like, you know, if anyone's going to be able to team up with me and kind of crunch the Romans between us, it's looking like the Britons. They look like they've been aggressive enough. They look like they've been, you know, successful enough to grow powerful. So maybe they're the faction that, you know, could use a little bit of a financial boost when I'm able to provide that. And maybe I can give them people, but if they don't need it, like I need to do that scouting first. And if they don't need it, then don't give it to them. You know, don't train up these peasants that I'm paying upkeep for if that's not going to be necessary. So that's something I need to, you know, scout out before I do. Because I just don't think this Spanish, I'm having my doubts. Maybe if I had propped them up earlier and really kind of like gave them a boost so that they could, you know, hold Iberia, then maybe they could have grown powerful. But I kind of gave most of my love to the Scythians, and yeah, splitting that up maybe kind of hurt them in the long run. So the Brude hold Patavium. Interesting. Okay. Yeah, it's interesting looking at the map here. The Macedonians are gone. And the Thracians just have these 2 settlements left. Now that this turn has been settled, let's drop a save and let's go ahead and move on to another turn here. Yeah, I'm very curious. Okay, so the Armenians are going to try to relieve the siege. Perfect. How the hell are they... Why is my other army not reinforcing? Is he attacking? So Jehutimes Philometer, I'm pretty sure is the older man. Yeah, he's one of the Bedouin archers in his army. And the other one's not in reinforcement range. That's so weird to me. He just was like off by a tile, I guess. Yeah, that's interesting. Still, I think that, I mean, I still outnumber them, you know, and yeah, this army is not too fearsome looking, but this is my first time facing off against the Armenians, so what do I know? Zero Command, Wilderness Prophet, that's pretty cool. I mean, it looks cool, but it just gives influence, that's it. Yeah, Doctor, Librarian, Mathematician, Plane, okay. Faction Leader, okay, cool. So I need to watch out, I need to like, keep in mind, alright? So he has a pretty badass General's Bodyguard, I would imagine. Oh yeah, I should look at his General's Bodyguard. He has a... yeah, mine is... yeah, it's bad. He's a drunkard. Yeah, so Cataphracts. Okay, so he does have a big-ass unit of Cataphracts. 48 men. Alright, so that's... I'm glad I looked. Instead of going into the battle and be like, oh shit, yes, Cataphracts, right. Still, I think that my army is sufficient to be able to win this. Yeah, let's go. Let's fight some Armenians.
The enemy are here. They are ready to meet their gods. Take up the sword and be ready when the moment comes to fight! Now shout out to the gods. Shout your battle cries. Put true fear into the hearts of our enemies, oh noble soldiers!
All right. Let's go.
On my orders!
So, a pretty rocky battlefield, eh? And it looks like we will be fighting uphill. Then again, we don't have to attack. We can sit back and let them come to us. So yeah, that's good. That's good that we don't have to fight uphill. There is a slight hill. Alright, it's not much, but it's something. You know, we can at least put our infantry line here. Or put it in the rocks, I don't know. Because where else are we gonna put our chariots? You know, like moving chariots through those rocks can be pretty dicey. I don't know, this is maybe wide enough for an entire army. And then yeah, if they really wouldn't want to come around us on this side because, you know, they'd be fighting uphill and through the boulders. And then if our left flank switched out to here, they would be fighting downhill at us, so that wouldn't be ideal. The red line's right there, so if I wanted to put some units up here just to kind of like, you know, deter them from going around me on this side, that's an option. But it might not be super necessary. And I don't actually, yeah, having like pulling up a line here and just having a bit of spotted boulders in front of us as well, just to kind of block up any potential advance from them. I think overall this map is favoring us. Is kind of what I'm thinking. I just realized that I don't have any chariots in this army. Jeez, oh Pete, how the hell did that happen? Yeah, that's what these... yeah, right, I had the 3 bedouin archers because I was replacing the missing slots of the chariots. Right, yeah, gosh. Okay, well, they're here.
Have proved their cowardice. They have reinforcements, as if numbers mattered.
I don't think that proves their cowardice at all. Well, let's go ahead and move up with my Bedouin archers, and in typical fashion, I can't remember what they have. Do they have archers? They have archers. They do, right? Eastern Infantry, Hillman, archers in the back. So maybe, is it 2 groups of archers, maybe? Okay. And then no archers in the reinforcements, I don't think. But yeah, maybe we can get some shots here on some, you know, whatever. I'll take anything. And the Hillmen, the heavy spearmen are phalanx units, eh? I did not expect that. Based on their profile picture, I kind of thought that they would not be. Huh. Interesting. Some of my Bedouin archers are now in range, and yeah, I'll let them shoot at whatever they want. Just get some early picks here. And it is just the 1 unit of archer that they have. Are they not getting any kills? I feel like they've only picked off a handful of guys. But the archers haven't stopped to... You guys are firing, right? I wonder, do Bedouin archers have like a slower rate of fire, I wonder? Alright, let's get these guys back. Now my infantry archers are in range as well, so they can start getting some shots. And we can get a few more picks here, but I think that you guys want to come in. I probably want you guys to come over here so that you can just smash into those formations. Yep, let's go there, and then infantry on this side can come up and hit into them. And Bedouin archers can come over to the side. So let's get the bowmen back, and then yeah, you guys move up and support that. So we have axes going into the hillmen there. And yep, hillmen are taking javelins to the face. So desert axes should win that, I think. And then, so we got into the archers, actually. Can we get into the pelt test here? Yep, perfect, awesome. And actually, let's come over here. Yeah, I don't want my cavalry to fight those spearmen. That's for gosh darn sure.
The enemy general flees like a frightened child. Now attack and break.
Yeah, let's go here, and then let's just keep picking off these guys until they run, essentially. And let's see, you guys. Yeah, pick off what you can, and then let's see, you guys. You can run anytime you want to run. All right, let's just go. Don't fight the guys with spears. Jeez, oh Pete's. You guys can shoot. That's great. Shoot and then shoot. All right, so we got the enemy general, and I mean, he has the counterfacts. I don't really want to pursue and get caught by counterfacts. So let's head back here. And let's go here and let's go here. So yeah, these Nubians are going to come up and they can pursue this heavy spearman once he breaks. And I'm hoping the reinforcements do actually fight me. Yeah, you guys keep going here. And just get as many of them as you can. Yeah, get as many of them as you can. Eastern Infantry and Kaltes, you can go there. And come back. Alright. And Nubian Cav. Did you guys get wrecked? Oh no, you're the unit that was fighting. Okay, that makes sense. Alright, and now I'm a little bit nervous that this reinforcement army doesn't want to fight us. So let's be a little bit aggressive here. And try to force the issue, because I don't, you know, if we can kill this force, I think we get the settlement, I think. Yeah, they want to, this cataphract general is going for it. He wants that booty. Are we, I think I just want to halt you guys. Because, yeah, the cataphract general is going for it. And, let's see, Nubians can go like, or not Nubians, but Bedouins can go like that. And yeah, you stand, yeah, my line's all fucked up because I didn't think it was going to go yellow on me, but, yes, that's what I get for underestimating him. Alright, so this guy, you guys come around, and let's go there, and then, oh, should have gotten caught there. And then you guys can continue to just skirmish away. That's fine. And where's my desert axes? Yeah, desert axes, I need you guys come up, and then bowmen, skirmishers come up. And I have axes. Yeah, there's my axes. There they are. Alright, now we can get a rear charge into the cataphract general. And let's keep going there. You can rally. Rally the dudes, please. And thank you. And I thought I had desert axes coming over. Yeah, can you guys hurry, please? And you guys can keep running away. And shoot the Eastern Infantry. And yeah, my goodness, these guys are being very, very persistent. Yep, just keep running. And are we gonna? All right, let's send in my general, maybe. Jesus, a little bit nerve-wracking. This guy is a beast. Alright, now we finally get the desert axes in, so let's send my skirmishers into melee to collapse on them from behind. And we finally got the general routing, so I kind of want to get my guy out of here. Don't want him to die. And then... yeah, let's keep an eye on this, because as soon as he's dead, perfect. And let's continue the battle. And then let's have the Bedouin archers collapse there. And then, where are these guys going? Yeah, perfect. So let's actually have them help out against those guys. And yep, perfect. Alright, so yeah, this ended up being a little bit... that second wave was harder than I thought, just because that Cataphract General was a freaking beast. Yep. Okay, so I did lose 261 men, and I did kill 922. I forgot to look at the percentage. I killed 99% of the enemies. Okay, so that's a lot. And yeah, how we do here? So cavalry general casualties inflicted 6. That was 6, cataphracts. So those are all tough kills. 69 kills on bowmen, and then 25, 14. Only getting 14 is weird. A Nubian Cav, 21, 111, 185, and 8. 185, hot damn. And then skirmishers, 54 kills, 25, and then 11. And then Desert Axes, 42 and 57. Yeah, those were very good fights. And then Nile Spears, 33, 4, 5, and 0. And then Bedouin Archers, 106, 79, and 67. Yeah, that actually ended up, doing pretty well, actually. So... probably still would have liked to have the chariot instead, just because having those Egyptian chariots to crack into those cataphracts, I feel like would have been good to have. And there we go. Yes, it's ours. Nice. Awesome. And we just want to occupy this because there's nothing there to exterminate. Population to be massacred 225. Yeah, not doing that. And then enslaving. Yeah, nope. Just occupy that. And that should be fine. And those Greeks keep on... Spain, did you just lose to the brigands? Well, you just used your general. They just used their general. Why'd they do that? Alright, let's save. And then... yes, Fraspa's now ours. Awesome. So yes, there is an Armenian army that's looking like it wants to... yeah, it's a fair few troops, but I don't know if it's strong. And it looks like they're going to be trying to cross this bridge. Ooh. Ooh. Okay, well, if they want to do that, I can come up there and hang out on that. I'm on the bridge, right? Yeah. And you come up. Can you get more sight on these guys? Yeah, I guess you have to come a little bit closer. You're not exactly telling me everything I want to know here. Can maybe you come up here?
My liege.
Why? Okay, I guess I just can't find anything else out about this army. Yeah, that's fine. Whatever. Whoever's in the army, they're gonna die on a bridge. That's gonna be their story.
None shall see me.
Mighty general.
So this army can come up and start making its way towards Artaxata, because there's not looking like there's not much to challenge me. A couple Cataphract Archer units in this army, that's pretty cool. Yeah, those two units with the Phalanx Heavy Spearmen and the Faction Heir's Bodyguard is I mean, as far as small garrisons go, it's kind of a decent little small garrison. You continue making your way up as well.
Move out.
Also, I like the mercenaries in this region. Sarmatians and the Scythian mercenaries. It's pretty cool. 8 attack, 10 charge bonus. How does that compare to my Nubians? 8 and 10. So I just have the Desert Cav in this army. So Desert Cav has more attack, but not as much charge bonus. Yeah, 10 charge bonus I guess is pretty good. And then 13 defense compared to my 13, so that's the same. 170 upkeep versus 110. And yeah, 1,200 to recruit. So that's a lot. That's a lot of money to recruit. So like 18 on the charge compared to their 14 on the charge. But the Desert Axes are effective versus armor, so they do get that going for them. So yeah, actually having the Desert Axes, do I have them, or the Desert Cavalry should I say, because the Desert Axes, you know, oddly enough don't have a bonus versus armor, but the Desert Cavalry do. So having them versus like these Cataphracts and the Cataphract Archers would do well.
Sire!
Yeah, because that last army didn't have any of those units. They just had the Nubian Cav instead. Okay. So what about you then? So you have Desert Axes. So if you had to fight Cataphracts, you would do well. And then...
Sire!
And then you have just Nubians. Okay. We'll see which way he goes. And if he has to go... If he goes to that bridge, we can meet him on that bridge too. And then if anything, we'll just wait till this army moves up and then they can take Artaxarta. We'll have two armies camping bridges blocking out that one army. And I wonder, can I retrain anything here in Fraspa? Probably not. Can't retrain shit. It's okay. That's okay. Oh no. Alright, Eastern Infantry and then a mystery unit. I got some stuff here. Alright, yeah, that's fine. I can take care of that. That's fine. End of turn report. Yes, 53,000 in the bank. Perfect. Largest faction, that would be me. Faction announcements are, okay, Diplomat in Libya has died. That was a guy that was hanging out in Siwa. Okay. And of course the killer, no, damn. Yeah, he didn't make it. He didn't get one last kill. That's too bad. Diplomat in, Armorica. That's over there, okay. He passed away. And then retinue expands for Amasas Casaros, Quartermaster, 15% to movement points, and 2% bonus to cash gained from looting. Yeah, those are good. Those are good ones. And then let's see here, Nocti Epiphanes, Spice Merchant, 10% bonus on all trade income. That's you up here. Yeah, you just keep getting good stuff. Wonderful. Wonderful. Okay. And you're the young one. Yeah. Younger one. 4 influence. Not bad. And what do we got? So the Romans are not worth Thrace. Alright, Thrace is screwed. And there was an alliance between the Germans and the Bruttii that has been broken. I didn't know the Germans still existed. And declared a ceasefire between the Greeks and the Scipii and the Julii. Alright, interesting. Ha, yeah. Yep, that looks like a Roman army headed my way. And that looks like another Roman army headed my way. Oh man. Alright, yeah, this is gonna be happening. This is happening. You can reach next turn. Yep, cool. I mean, it's funny because I feel like, you know, pretty confident in my army compositions and my abilities in combat. But then again, you know, I'm still learning, you know, a lot, you know, tons in this game. And, you know, anytime I fight a new enemy, there's going to be that learning curve, like learning like, oh, hey, that unit's more powerful than I thought. And yeah, that faction leader Cataphract unit really hung in there against, you know, my failing spearmen. And my general, and then, you know, being rear charged by Nubian cavalry. You know, that was still a very tough fight for my army. So yeah, I imagine there's going to be a learning curve here when I'm fighting these Roman stacks off. But yeah, hey, I'm here for it. That's going to be fun. Definitely going to be fun. I definitely want to make changes to my army comps. They're not all, they're like in the ballpark. Especially when it comes to my armies that are attacking Armenia. They're all in the ballpark, but there definitely is situations where I'm like, all right, I should have more. I want 3 Desert Axes and only 2 frontal skirmishers. And in some armies, I have that correctly outlaid. And then in other armies like that last army that I fought in Faspa, I had the 3 javelins. That's too many. I agree. I think that Stalhanske, you pointed out that having this many skirmishers is too many to protect. And I agree. I think that having 2 frontal skirmishers, whether it's the skirmishers or whether it's the slingers, that 2 is enough. And then 3 archers is fine. I like having 3 archers, but then three reserve units, not 2. I think 3 is the right number. Armies have an easy enough time of getting around 4 spearmen, and so having the reserves that can reach out and protect the flanks and protect the archers is going to be crucial. So I think that's going to be a better balance. Some of my armies do already have that in play, but some don't. So I'm going to have to make sure. With that being said, gosh, dude, the Romans even I feel like I'm not seeing a lot of mobility from the Romans. I'm just seeing some really scary heavy armor. So maybe we'll have some, spears versus armor contests, which would be fun because so far in my battles, it's been mostly these factions that are kind of going around my spear wall and trying to get into my missile units, which, makes sense, instead of charging it with their cavalry. So that makes sense. But the Romans are just, they're heavy metal, right? So I wonder if we're going to get some phalanx versus legionary action, which would be, I'm here for it. That'd be pretty fun. Now, I wanted to bring my boats up here to Sidon because I have a handful of units here that I can't remember where all of them came from. A few of them I was training for Antioch, but then I don't need this many troops in Antioch. Let's see, what will that take? I will keep that. Pharaohs. Yeah, there's stuff here that I don't need. Let me think about this. So I want to keep the skirmishers against the Seleucids because the Seleucids have capabilities of fielding elephants and chariots, and skirmishers have bonuses versus both of those. So let's send out the slingers. We can keep the skirmishers. Let's put in the Pharaoh's Guard. And then that's 2 Nile Spears, 2 Pharaoh's Guard, so that's good for that. And then 2 skirmishers. Let's just do this 2. Let's learn from my mistakes. 3 is too many. I have 3 Pharaoh's Bowmen, which is a good number. I have 4 Nubian cavalry. I like to have them versus the Seleucids because so far they're not that heavily armored so far. If I fight some heavy armor, then sure I can start getting some desert cav because they have the bonus versus armor. But the Nubians I think are fine against the Seleucids. I mean, they have a better charge bonus, so they are going to be better against any armies that have light armor. So the 4 Nubians are fine. And then 2 Egyptian chariot archers, and then 1 Egyptian chariot. Actually, Egyptian chariot archer. Oh, I have 3 Egyptian chariot archers. Okay. I think that was a mistake. Yeah, Egyptian chariot, you were supposed to come up. Let's see, who has the better... So you don't have as much experience, so let's put you down. And bring you up. Okay, so we're close. What are we missing then? Just 2 units of desert axes, I think, is all I need. So let's send you up here. So then these Nile Spears and these 4 Nubians, I don't need them up here. So let's put them on the boats. And I don't think I need these units up here either. The Seleucids do look like they're making threatening moves in my direction. That's fine. But I think that this army is going to be able to handle it. Gosh, I'm even tempted to retreat back with this Nubian. I don't know. I don't know. I could fight a sally out for this fort if I needed to. That would be fine too. Yeah, I think that would be fine. They have the 1 unit of the Cretans, and they have a beat-up Cretan and a beat-up Rhodian slinger. So my Pharaoh's Bowman would demolish them from range, They do have, let's see, one full strength unit of archers, but yeah, that's just the basic archer. Yeah, I think that I could fight a sally out and that would be fine.
My liege.
So let's send these guys down here and they can get on the boats next turn.
Onward. No more moves, sire.
And then all of those units can head down to Egypt. Sidon, what do you need to be happy? Lower the taxes? Alright, that's fine.
Mighty general.
And yep, peasants heading to Hatra. That looks good. Alright. Now down here, considering that the Scipii will be in range to attack next turn, and I have some armies outside of my settlements here.
Liege. Orders?
So, yeah, this army is not, you know, quite full yet. It doesn't have enough cavalry, which is a shame.
Orders?
But, I mean, I have like a... See, I just got peasants that were here to keep the population order in check. And I kind of want to keep them around just because, you know, if I want this army to move out, then I need some peasants to garrison it. So let's just kind of keep these guys like back here, like in range, so that they can't swoop into Memphis if this army needs to come out. And then reinforcements, I suppose. I also want to keep you in range. What if he strikes towards Alexandria? He could strike towards Alexandria or Memphis. Yeah, it's a little bit awkward. Let's come up here towards the bridge.
Onward. No more moves, sire. My liege.
Yeah, there's not much here in Alexandria, that's for gosh darn sure. But if he goes for Alexandria, we can just, you know, swoop up with this army and sandwich him. The problem is that Thebes isn't really able to train much. Just really basic slingers, skirmishers, and Nubians. So if he sieges Alexandria, that takes away like one of my primary training centers here in Egypt.
Mighty general.
Because right now, Memphis and Alexandria are really carrying the recruitment drive down here. Up here in Arsacia, we do have Pamiophilapater, and he has his mercenary captain. He's getting pretty old. And Neferet Kassaros is fairly young, 25 years old. So I'm thinking, let's give that mercenary captain, that's +1 command, that's a good one, and 10% discount on unit training costs, 2% bonus to cash gain from loading. Those are all good, so let's give that to him. And yep, up to 3 stars. Continue expands, yes, yes. Now let's give him some actual combat experience. So let's take out this army here. I don't have any peasants here, do I? Well, I'm not going to need the full army, that's for gosh darn sure. Yeah, let's just take out enough to defeat these, as just the 2 units. I just need to get rid of them.
My liege.
I definitely don't need this many troops to come down here and smash these brigands, but let's go down there. And let's smash them anyway. Yep, just 2 Eastern infantry. Let's get them out of the way. Before I forget, you know? Because sometimes you can just kind of forget these things. It's hard to keep track with all of the brigands that spawn in these campaigns. Wow, they wanted to start way on the other side of the map. Jesus, really make me work for it, eh?
Units.
Now, instead of marching uphill to fight them, let's just bring my Bedouin archers up and start shooting at them. And let's try to draw them down here so that we can fight on even ground, get my skirmishers involved, if we can sort of kite them back towards my infantry. I mean, there's really not much. They do definitely have the infantry advantage. Yeah, and knowing how badly I have seen cavalry units fare against, you know, even Eastern infantry, I'm a little bit more nervous than I should have. I don't know, I wasn't really paying attention to how small my Eastern infantry or mercenary units are. They're small. Those are 2 very beat up units. And I wasn't really paying attention to that when I came into the battle here. So I've lost battles this way, for sure. Well, after a few volleys, and they've only lost a handful of men, so yeah, maybe I should bring my infantry up here. And then maybe we can get around to their shielded side, actually, because their shielded side has less block chance than their non-shielded side as a Cody'd mess up, but yeah, maybe that'll be a bit more effective because right now we're just like shooting right into their shields and just doing nothing to them. Guys, are you shooting on the move? Oh yeah, I guess, yeah, I keep forgetting they can do that in this game, can't they? Let's just have you not shoot for now. Alright, how about if we start getting in some volleys into their shielded side? Is that going to be a bit better? I don't know, it still seems like we're getting, like most of our shots are coming from the front, maybe? Like these guys on the end are still getting some shields. But we got ourselves a reaction. They're facing us now. And yeah, you guys can start running here and you guys can start running there. And yeah, now shoot into their rear. And you guys can come up and start getting ready to shoot into them as well. And you guys can come here. And yep, this has got a javelin toss there. So we should be doing okay here, shooting them in the rear with our Bedouin archers and getting some javelin tosses. Let's go ahead and turn you here. And you can get ready to throw some javelins as well. And you harry them from behind. And down to 96 men. Yeah, you guys can continue to still shoot. And let's get the infantry formed back up again. Well, he is looking like he wants to go for it again. Yeah, he's going for my cav again. And that's okay with me. You just want to rinse, wash, repeat. Let's just go ahead, bring in my guys again. And oh, they turned around. All right. Yeah, they look like they want to go after my camels, so let's bring my camels back. And now, what's the general thinking about doing? Let's actually just go like that. And Bedouin camels, yeah, you guys come out there. And are you in range? Not quite. All right, so let's just move you back here and try to draw them towards my infantry. Yeah, they're trying to charge in here. My skirmishers should be able to... Yeah, let's get some shots in here with my Bedouin archers and get some javy tosses in. Yes, perfect. Like to see that. Let's get cavalry back up. And yeah, now we're getting some more... Are you guys in range? No, you guys are out of range. Alright, so let's guys move you up. Now it looks like they might be thinking about charging in together. And that's the smartest thing they've done this entire battle. Let's see, do they want to go after my cavalry again? They might, so let's just kind of pull back here. And... yeah, we're getting some javelin tosses in. Yep, this is all going well. And let's just continue to pick them off until all of our ammo's gone. I'm fine with that. Let's see here. You do not need to get caught. Now, one of my Bedouin archer units is out of ammo, and you have just a couple. Actually, you have a fair few shots left. Yeah. That's good. Let's keep getting shots there. And yeah, you guys can come in and throw your javelins. You guys can run up. And ooh, yes, perfect. They want to... Where's my... Gosh darn. Where's my guys? Let's get them if they're gonna run away. That's my general. He's closer. Because yeah, they're like looking like they want to run away. So let's get a break on them. And let's move my infantry up there. And then Bedouin archers there. crap, I put you in the... I was like, why are you going back? Alright, so yeah, you were in the group that I told to move, so you just broke off your chase. Yeah, continue running them down, and then we have 35 men left in this Eastern Infantry unit that we have to take care of. The general unit is looking like he wants to make his move, so... yeah, he has 35 men left. Let's try to get some javelins. Come on, guys. Go, 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 go. Get some tosses there. You still have ammunition, so get some shots in there as well. Let's use up all of our ammunition before we go in and bring this guy down. And that's going to be it. Yeah, awesome. He did break with just like 20 or so men left, so let's end that battle. We did lose 0 men. Perfect.
No one can argue that it is not both well-deserved and worthy.
Yeah, they made me work harder for that one than I thought so. But yeah, I see that's the thing. I used to take Eastern Infantry lightly, and those days are behind me. Hopefully, yeah. I'm just, that losing to like I've lost to armies like that before, and that sucked. So, yeah, let's do it the right way. All right, get back in there, Narsakia. Drop a save, and things are about to kick off here. I mean, they already sort of have, but the war against Armenia is going to hit its next stage soon. The Seleucids look like they want to pressure us, perhaps, and the Romans as well. We might be starting off a new war down here in Egypt, which has yet to happen so far in this campaign, but you know what? That is all going to have to wait until next time. As always, I hope you have enjoyed this one, and thank you very much for watching. This has been Concept playing Rome Total War. Thank you very much, and goodbye.